Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Just a quick video today because I'm doing other things. Thought we'd have a quick look at the Cymbidium spike and the way the spike extends, leaving the blooms separated, which in theory means each one will get its own space and they won't all be cluttered up together. Still a bit of a cluster at the top, but I'm hoping that that will still keep going. The Soto Album is opening now. Obviously there's an awful lot more to open, but we have started to open, so we're starting to get the fragrance now, but we haven't had any decent weather to get it going. It's been miserable and dreary lately. But obviously a lot more to come on there. Spike's still pushing on. You know, some are only just forming their buds. It's difficult to get this in a place where all the blooms are going to be able to find some space. So they're coming out virtually all around the plant at the moment, but it's looking good. Blooms are open now, so we're getting there. The spike on the Miltonia Queen Anne is still pushing on. It's slow progress, but it looks like we should get 3 blooms, I think. There's possibility of a 4th, but I think that little tiny thing there that was going to be a bud decided not to be. But looks like we'll get 3, and there was one of these in the Wessex Orchid Society show. It may well have been one of the first ones I filmed, so that's what we're looking forward to anyway. I've only got one Tahitian open at the moment. Again, the spike may well branch, but yeah, quite an attractive one. The Miltonia Castanea's going now. It's already dropped quite a few blooms, but this one's already started a new growth somewhere. As far as the other Tahitians are concerned, we do have a lot of spikes coming. I mean, this one's got 3. I thought I saw a 4th actually, but there's at least 3 on there. That one up there has got 2. So we've got some more Tahitian spikes to come. There's more than that. I saw another one yesterday. I can't remember where it was. It's up there, up in the roof somewhere. More to come anyway. So that's good. And first Cattleya for a while has opened. This is Cattleya Angel Heart. And this is a plant I split. I cut off the front of the plant, whose buds are up there. So that'll actually be open soon. Three nice blooms going to be on that one. That should look good. And the front of the plant had some roots, but it grew one new growth, which has now got 3 buds on. The oldest part of the plant, with the tatty leaves, I didn't even expect that to grow, and it actually pushed up 2 new growths. One of which has a single bloom. That's better than nothing. The other one has a sheath, but I'm not sure it's actually going to bloom. But it produced 2 leads, which then produced some roots. So eventually these old tatty bulbs at the back of the plant can come off. But anyway, we have a Cattleya open. It's only just opened. It will get a bit flatter than that, but yeah, it's a nice selection of colours. Some deep purple, some nice pinks, and some just hints of yellow in places. It's not just in the lip. It's actually a hint of yellow down that centre vein, which just sort of sets it off nicely. There's quite a few Cattleyas with sheaths, and I mean, obviously the Laelia anceps spikes. I've had to move that plant because the spike was touching the roof, so I put it on a lower shelf now instead of on the top shelf. It's already got its spikes, so if it gets a little less light down there, it won't matter anymore because the spikes are already there now. It's a matter of you know, low light for Cattleyas at the point where they're going to think about producing buds may stop them doing so, but once the buds are there, the job's done basically. So if the light changes, as long as it's not dramatic, otherwise the buds might blast. But the Laelia anceps isn't even showing its buds yet, so chances are that spike's still going to get taller. Might have to come down on an even lower shelf if I can find one. Anyway, so that's that, and there's not much else going on. It is that time of year. This one is Tahitian Dancer. The spikes on here are pushing up nicely now. New growths have got 2 each, I think. So I think there's 6 spikes on there. The others around the back here. That one pushing off into the back of the shelf somewhere or other. So that's gone. The little Hamiltonara, the blooms are going on that now, but lovely strong new growth coming, much better than it's done before. So we should get blooms once that matures. And another thing I found yesterday when I was watering, this little, come on brain, it's gone, totally gone. Laelia. This is Laelia Red Velvet, which really did suffer. You can see some serious rot got into that bulb. Still some dead scale on there. I must clean them off. They are dead. But the latest growth on here isn't a bad growth, and it's decided to push up 2 spikes, 1 each side. The fact that it's not a strong plant, I'm going to let one go and take the other one off. Split the difference, because I haven't had a Laelia bloom for a long time, and that is a particularly nice clone, the Red Velvet. So we'll let that one go and take the other one off, just split the difference. I hate to say it, but my Phalaenopsis species, this is the Phalaenopsis, and unfortunately this is the yellow variety that is incredibly rare. It's lost that growth. It's dropped several leaves. It's not happy at all. I think these had a bad journey, but I mean, this plant's got virtually no roots on it. It was always going to struggle. I just hope it can manage to start a new growth soon. This growth here is gone. This does seriously look like cold damage to me, and it must have been pretty cold to, you know, that the base of that has gone. So those 2 leaves are going to come off. That leaves 1 leaf on 1 pseudo bulb. So we shall see. Some leaves have dropped on the other one, but only a couple. So this one looks like it's going to make it. But the rarest one of all, I don't quite honestly hold out a lot of hope for this. It's just rotting. It's just not happy at all. We shall see. It's got 1 reasonable little pseudo bulb on it. Even that doesn't look happy. I think I might be going to lose that, which is a shame. So you've got damage on here as well. This really does look like serious cold damage. I don't think these had a very good journey somehow. We shall see. It's a shame to lose that one. I won't get it again, that's for sure. But I can only do what I can do. You know, they didn't arrive in a brilliant state. What was the other one? The other one was the Oncidium species. Now this one is okay. It's not growing any roots yet. It hasn't got any roots, but the leaves are holding on. I don't see any signs of damage on these. So that one's probably eventually going to push a new growth out when we will get some roots. But we'll have to wait and see. You have to take the rough with the smooth, basically. My Laelia, Broughtonia Laelia cross, which we're waiting for new roots to grow, it had 3 new growths. Let's have a quick look, because it's bare rooted at the moment. And this growth's pushing on okay. And then what we did with this new growth was we cleared away the base so that when the new roots start, I can see it. And the other new growth around here just rotted off. So, it's like I say, you have to take the rough with the smooth. But these 2 new growths are okay. They look big enough now that they are actually going to make it. I just need to get some new roots going on there. So there's a new root there, just here. It's not coming out of a new growth, it's coming out of an old pseudo bulb. If I see a few more, we will go for it. And we'll actually get that mounted. But not just yet. I'm patiently waiting with that one to see a reasonable number of new roots. Doesn't have to be loads, but some. And then it's a branching root system. Excuse me. So once it gets going on a mount, the roots, once attached, should start to branch, and then it will have a decent root system again. So that's it for today. As I say, there's not much going on. It's that time of year, but we've got buds to come. I mean, most of the twinkles have got spikes on them. They're not all easily accessible, but we've got twinkle spikes here, several, some up here as well. And once they bloom, I'll find out which twinkles they actually are, because at the moment I don't know. We shall see. And the potted twinkles up the back there, one of those has got some spikes coming, the other one hasn't yet, but the new growths on the it's actually it's a twinkle cross. It's actually got a name. I can't read it from here, but the new growths on there are farther behind. It will bloom down the line, but you know, it is, as I said, the new growths on there are a bit behind the other twinkle growths at the moment. So that's where we are at the moment, and have a last look at the Cattleya. It's a nice one. It's a nicely balanced shaped bloom. I quite like it, and that had fusarium when I got it. Got treated, seems to have covered. The new growths have pushed on and bloomed, and roots that extend nicely. So seems to be doing okay. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.